The term behind closed doors is used in several sports, primarily association football, to describe matches played where spectators are not allowed in the stadium to watch. The reasons for this may include punishment for a team found guilty of a certain act in the past, stadium safety issues, public health concerns, or to prevent potentially dangerous clashes between rival supporters. In football, it is predicated by Articles 7, 12 and 24 of FIFA's disciplinary code. Crowdless games are a rare although not unheard of occurrence in sports. When they do occur, it is usually the result of events beyond the control of the teams or fans, such as weather-related concerns, public health concerns, or wider civil disturbances unrelated to the game. For instance, the COVID-19 pandemic caused many sports leagues around the world to be played behind closed doors. In Brazil, the practice of games without public access is known as closed gates, even referred as such in the Brazilian Football Confederation's rulebook. Once it was applied to a whole tournament. 2 rounds of the Campeonato Catarinense second division in 2014 were behind closed doors because the competing clubs did not deliver the security checks for their stadiums. Sanitary reasons dictated the restriction in 2009. Where 2 games of the Serie D were played behind closed doors due to the H1N1 flu pandemic. The French league has a tough line on misconduct. Each smoke grenade sent to the pitch results in a fine, which can then result in playing behind closed doors. If the crowd isn't managed, the club may also be punished. Almost every season, a handful of matches are played behind closed doors. Behind closed doors, or crowdless matches in the major North American sports leagues have historically been exceedingly rare. Most professional sports in the United States have been gate-driven leagues. They relied upon ticket sales and other game day expenditures such as parking and concessions for the majority of their income, and going crowdless would deprive the leagues of that revenue, while still leaving the leagues responsible for the salaries of the participants. Broadcasting revenues have only in the 21st century risen to become a revenue source substantial enough to offset the loss of ticket sales, and even then it has only been such for the highest level major leagues. Amateur leagues also have the ability to survive crowdless, given their much lower expenses. At the recreational level, most games do not draw crowds. In between, professional minor leagues and fringe leagues cannot practically operate crowdless. Minor League Baseball and the Canadian Football League both cancelled their summer 2020 seasons, rather than attempt to go crowdless. Hooliganism has been less of a factor in North American sports than in the rest of the world. Local law enforcement, private security contractors working for either the team or a league, and national agencies such as the United States Department of Homeland Security take large roles in preventing situations of fan violence before they can occur by restricting access to known troublesome fans either at the gate or at the stage of selling tickets, along with heavy restrictions on bringing in items and screening with metal detectors and pat-down searches where bringing in a weapon or explosive device can result in immediate arrest and permanent banishment from a venue. And other examples such as the clear bag policy, which only allows spectators to bring in bags that can be easily seen through. Teams also have incentive to prevent fan violence due to forfeit rules which come with penalties to their records and playoff positioning, and league sanctions such as fines and the stripping of draft picks due to neglecting to create a safe environment for players, which in turn can affect teams for years beyond a violent event. Also, sporting events in North America are considered to be more of a family-friendly and uniting affair, as sports fans tend to respect each other as fans of a common sport. In other countries around the world, sports matches are sometimes proxies for bitter and long-standing ethnic, political, and religious divisions. This is less so in the United States, where the broad variety of sports options manifests as different ethnic groups preferring different sports, reducing the chance at intercultural rivalry within a single sport. Furthermore, the much larger geographical footprint of the North American sports leagues mean that even fierce rivals are often based hundreds or even thousands of miles apart. For example, while the Dallas Cowboys are considered to be the bitter rivals of every other team in the NFC East, their nearest division rival is based almost 1,100 miles. Football are separated into opposite conferences or leagues so that they are among the least frequent opponents on their schedules, inhibiting the development of a crosstown rivalry and allowing fans in a metropolitan area to